How's it going, everyone? Mike here, August 22nd, Merch by Amazon sales update. First, I'd like to thank all you guys for joining me for that Merch Informer Pro giveaway. That was the first time that I've given anything away through this channel, which means that Merch Informer folks, were nice enough to reach out to me and to promote their services through this channel. But what that meant for me and for you guys is that we got something for free, which is amazing. I announced the winner a couple of days ago. I've sent the information off to the person in order for them to redeem that month off, and now we're going forward. So for me, in this channel, this is a small channel. This is just something I'm doing for fun. But again, to be able to do something like that, it's a lot of fun. Anyways, let's get into these sales, because yesterday, I'm recording this on the 23rd, so yesterday, the 22nd, was an amazing day. And it's an amazing day, but it's also a very confusing day, and I'll talk about that in a second. So, as you can see here, 13 sales in the US, total amount $241.87 for the total royalties of $48.35. Like this kind of stuff, I really have to remind myself that, hey, just through one sales channel, which is Merch by Amazon, I made $50 yesterday in profits. Like, to me, that's, if I was talking to myself from a couple of years ago, I'd be like, what's going on, buddy? That's impossible. But again, it doesn't happen every day, but it happens, and it's always cool to see. A couple of days ago, I had a $70 profit day, which again is just incredible. Because you have to keep in mind that sales are happening when I'm sleeping, when I'm working, when my actual full-time job, when I'm doing other things, sales are coming in, and that's exactly how I want to position myself. And I always think about myself 5 years in the future and what these numbers will look like. Anyways, 13 sales in the US for the total of 19 sales across all the marketplaces. So looking at that, this brings me to 162 sales for this month. This is the US market. Let me pause this and reload this just for a sec. Okay, here we are. So 162 sales, total royalties of $604.52, and it's the first 22 days of the month. Let me pull up the calendar here. I just want to see what we're looking at. We have 8 days left, which is looking really good. And if we're looking at this kind of an average, that means that this month will be better than, and I've said this before, my internet's super slow, it will be better than the last, than the last at least 4 months. So I believe that I will surpass all of these months. And I don't think I'll get up to 259, which was the March high, which again was the second highest month since November. So right now, basically what's happening is that this month is basically overtaking the last, 7-8 months. And again, I understand that it's a slight increase, but that's okay, because that's where I want to be. Now that's looking at the US market. Looking at the overall sales, let's look at this month so far. I'm sitting at 209 sales, and I've actually surpassed last month up to this point by about 10. So that's really, really good. So as you can see here, like, these numbers definitely don't look like they did, a couple of months ago. To get 17 sales in Japan, 12 in Germany, 7 in the UK. And again, I'm only talking about the first 22 days, so we still have another week and a bit left. And then the sales themselves are actually adding up. So, pretty soon I'm going to be hitting $5,000 in sales each month, and surpassing that, which is amazing. Now, the confusing part that I said about the sales yesterday is because if we just take a second and look at this chart, these are the daily sales for my US sales, and this is the confusing part in itself. Going to 16, then going back to my average, like this is my average, 7, 8, 9 sales a day, dropping down to 3 and then getting that spike. I was actually looking at some of these products that were selling, and what's good is, for example, the top sellers are still selling. So my top 2 or 3 products bring sales in every single day. But here's where the interesting part is, and I've actually been thinking about this. I've been incorporating this into my new uploads. I've been promoting designs for group purchases. And basically, I mean, the reality is you can really do this with so many designs that you can sell as individual designs. But, for example, Etsy and Printful integration, for example, offers this where, and it's a big hit to sell like matching, wedding party t-shirts. There's matching Christmas sweaters or whatever, and I've been kind of doing that for a number of things, holidays and all that kind of stuff, and that's what's started selling once in a while when I have days like this. So when there's a day like this, and especially, for example, looking at yesterday overall, for example, this was one product that sold 4 items because I advertised it as a group party matching item, right? It could have been just as well sold as an individual item, and nobody would think anything of it. But that's the interesting part, because as I've been using Merchantformer and actually learning more about the keywords that people are using and where the sales come in, I've been trying these new things. And again, like, this item might not sell again for, the next month or so. But the fact is, when people buy this item, they won't just buy one. They might buy the same item, for example, because I have the same item listed with a description and a title as an individual item. But in this case, I advertised it or promoted it as a group item. So that's kind of where these days come in, and I've been thinking about ways to improve them. I've been thinking about, and I've talked about this on the channel before, pricing and all that kind of stuff. So the newest update from me pricing my products lower for the last, let's say, 2 months or maybe 3, I can't even remember when I started doing that, but at least 2 months, and I've seen no change. So just so you guys know, for my items, pricing a product so far, and again, this experiment is only 2 months, right? I like to give it at least 6 months to really test out a theory. But so far, pricing a t-shirt at $19.99, a standard t-shirt, premium t-shirt, doesn't matter, and pricing the same t-shirt at $15.99 makes no difference. So just think about that. So I was putting myself in a position, and will continue, to lose $4 of profits per sale, maybe $3 of profits per sale, to see if the numbers would increase, the number of sales. And the answer is no. It does not make a difference. So anyways, that's just something that I've noticed. The thing that I wanted to show you guys so far is, let's look at this month just to remind ourselves of the number. The number is 209, but I just want to show it up on the screen. So 209 sales for the first 22 days. And then I want to look at the same, I'm not sure why this is bouncing around, the same 22 days of last month. And look at this difference. Now that doesn't seem right. Let me just pause for a second just to get, I'm not sure what's happening, but so that is right actually. So what I was doing is, before I started recording the video, I was looking at the wrong information. So the significance is actually grown even more than I thought. So this is the same time period for July, which means that now my current sales are about 30 ahead of last month's. And that's what I was talking about when it comes to this number here. Not only am I expecting my US sales to, overtake and beat the last, I don't even know how many months, but then my overall sales have, I don't want to say exploded, they haven't exploded, but have increased significantly. If I was to look at the percentage, it would be definitely over 10%. So it'd be about, and I'm just doing this math in my head, about 12 to 15% increase in sales, month to month, which is amazing. So anyways, I'm really optimistic now about, the next couple months, because we're getting into these interesting months, where we're going to be looking at September, October, November, and then the big explosion in December. The other thing that I want to say and mention is this. Look at this. And I've been saying to you guys that I actually feel guilty not hitting that 800. If I hit maybe 750, I'm happy. If I'm below 750 uploads a day, I really feel like I'm not doing enough. And look at what that's brought me to. 60,000 live products right now. So I don't know what that number means, but what it means to me is, a couple of months ago I was in there's a nice little sale that was the same item. A couple of months ago I was in tier 8,000, which means that my total number of products would have been 8,000, and then I skipped a tier, went to tier 20,000, and then they introduced a new change, and look at this. Almost 61,000. By the end of the day, I will have over 61,000 products. So, in a month, where are we going to be sitting? Another probably, 25,000. So by the end of the year, I'll be over 100,000 live products if they don't mess with this number. Anyways, that's it. I mean, right now I'm very, very optimistic about the month because I'm looking at the averages. These kinds of days don't worry me. I mean, they are frustrating. It's kind of like, it doesn't make sense. Like, where's the 3 coming from? It was an extremely slow day. And then I get something like this, 16, 13. Anyways, we'll see what today's going to bring. But again, overall numbers, my weekly and monthly averages look amazing. So anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here. Pretty long video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon.